Thank you guys over there, looking good. Thank the artists. Buck 12. Buck 12. Buck 12. Buck 12. So, something else about Travis. I don't know, some wine drinkers in the crowd. Travis was a level 2 sommelier. I don't know if you know what that takes, what kind of like artistry and palette and memorization and passion to have to be able to just do something like that. When my wife and I had a 14-year-old basset hound and a half paralyzed in his her hindquarters, and Travis would lay down on the ground with her. Just to be down there because she couldn't get back up on the couches anymore, and he just loved animals. But I've decided to do a little work, and I always want to know the truth, the facts, what's going on. I read about Minnesota policing policy and what they're supposed to do on a call just like Travis's. The number one thing is to have a safe barrier between you, the police, and the person who you're doing a wellness check on. These officers had 11 months training. They're fresh out, right? This should all be fresh in their mind of how to do this. But within 11 months, this system perverts and criminalizes the people institutionally thinking this is how to get the job done, murder. And we watch TV and we see officers, bending the law a little bit for the greater good. It's propaganda. Because we see that and kind of have accepted it. We cannot accept the people who are demanding that we as citizens obey the law, not obeying the law themselves. They now use Travis's videotape as instructional video of what not to do in the case of a wellness check. Now ask yourself this: how can one be shown what not to do and you're not guilty of doing that when you do it? Seems pretty simple to me. I don't know, I just go from logical sense A to logical sense A and it connects, right? So, with that, I don't really have much else to say. I encourage you to look up laws to know how these police are perpetrating themselves and just becoming criminals. And just remember his name and say it with me. Travis Jordan.
Travis Jordan.
Travis Jordan.
Travis Jordan.
Travis Jordan.
Travis Jordan.
Thank you.
All right, so talking with Taryn earlier today, she asked, do they want to speak? You guys want to speak?
Hi everybody, my name is Malia. I'm Travis's cousin. Just on behalf of the family, we just want to thank everybody for coming out and showing love. This means a lot to all of us, so that's it. Thank you.
So talking with Taryn today, she said, MJ, would it be corny if we sang happy birthday to Travis? And I was like, no way.
No.
Right? So right now we're going to pump it up. We're going to sing some happy birthday to Mr. Travis Jordan. And we're going to do it with love, right? Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Travis. Happy birthday to you. When stolen lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When stolen lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
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 Right. Come on now. Woo! Fire! Fired up! Fired up for Travis today. Y'all fired up for Travis today? It's his day. Right. Mara Clark's family. K-Shu Fong Burr's family. Thurman Blevins' family. Fong Lee's family. Could y'all please come up?
All these family members lost loved ones who were murdered by the Minneapolis Police 4th Precinct. We are all standing here in solidarity together. Jamar Clark's family, Cheshire Fong Vu's family, Fong Lee's family, Travis Jordan, and Thurman Blevins' family. I'm not sure if they're here. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I'm really glad to see the turnout today. For Travis Jordan today, we're here to stand with his family and Karen, his girlfriend. My name is Chami Vu. I am the youngest daughter of Cheshire Fong Vu, who was just murdered by the 4th Precinct Police Department on December 15, 2019 at 3:09 a.m. My dad was shot at with more than 107 bullets. He was killed by 13 bullets.
That's Army number there.
Right now, we are still fighting for his camera footages that they will not release. They will not provide us the police reports that we need. So we are fighting in this fight with Taryn and with all the families who are going through what we are going through. I'm here, my family are here to stand in solidarity and to fight this injustice that has been done to Travis Jordan's family and to Travis Jordan. Thank you.
Yo phong li na. O chào cho mẹ cho lên hát cho tu cứ tao tu cho nó nó. Yo tu 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 cái chuyện giang gì. Cứ bé chỉ tao cho lũ tu cho bé lũ xa lũ chứ. I am Fong Lee's mom. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming out today, even though we are here under difficult circumstances. Fong Lee, tu sa tao tu yo bị cho Lee nhá Minneapolis nó luôn rồi Jason Anderson. Fong Lee chỉ mua cái thủy khó chỉ Fong Lee cho yo tôi một giờ bảoว่าชีซื้อจะเลยจบFong Lee mua Fong Lee su sa chú na nuเลยnó lọ cô ấy tu sa hình đi cô ấy chỉ sáng à ta Fong Lee yo ít cho này rồi tàu cứ cú tu phòng tàng chỉ nên cú sáng hạt ta do lũ sĩ hỏi niệm mong giang tàu từ đó đi chỉ rong thay lấy nên tu sa ta chỉ là ta cán đó lũ xuân năn nô lên nó ở cha cho linh ha cho tu tao mong chỉ cho police thay tê do tu sa do tu sư do lên tàu nó cú sáng ta nơi chỉ do tu chạy là cho khỏi do ta thì cho police nhóm Minneapolis nó bố khó xử sự phép lâu là sự ít cha lên chủ cho lên ha cho từ cái tao bao cho police thay tê nó thay do chủ ta mua chơi áo sư còn nói ít khó chính trong pháp luật.
My son Fong Lee was killed by the hands of Minneapolis police. He was out playing sports when the police approached him and killed him. I thought he was just out with friends, and I thought maybe this was just one case, a bad case, where the police killed my son. But now that I'm hearing the families that have come out and said that their children or child has also been killed by police, I know now that it was not just a one-time circumstance that my son was killed. This is a huge system-wide issue, and Minneapolis police have been getting away with murder.
Giờ lên đó nó cũng ít ba tăng cho tụi tôi này cứ tàu bao này tụi tôi này luôn ở Minneapolis sai chọc tầm đô sai tê giờ lên nó còn nó giờ ít có cái chính do gì giờ ít có cái cứ phê trang plan nhớ cho bé luôn trong Minneapolis nó sáng thó có mỗi số cái gì nó cho bé số linh hai số tu có nó cho là bé số thó có chỉ số ô lê khó là nó ít ra chỉ số ít lên từ nhớ cho bé luôn trong Minneapolis nó gì lên là họ kế phê cứ cho tầm lô tao phê cho biết số linh số tu nó giờ ít khó chờ chỉ ít khó kế cứ chỉ rong lo lên.
And this is why now I march with other families. Every single family that I hear about in Minneapolis who's been a victim to police violence, I come out and I fight with you. And until there's justice for all families, we'll continue fighting. And I stand with all the families who've experienced any violence from Minneapolis police.
We got your back. We got your back. Woo!
Bé chỉ sáng tao ý cho tầm lô cứ cho phê lấy cho tầm lô nhau hôm nay nó cho lục cho bé sáng tao cho kiến trang chơi cho cái xe thì cho bé số linh hát số tụ cứ nhau cho luôn trong mình nó giờ lên lúc nó được sau bé sáng thọ có luôn la tê nó thọ bao sai cho tầm lô cứ nhau cho luôn trong mình nó có cho cái còn trang chơi cho hà ta chỉ có lúc sai bé lúc rồi chỉ thọ có cho trang chơi chỉ sao hà ta lên từ bao cho bớt sai tê chỉ có chút sai có chủ tu bé thọ bố nó bé chuột thọ tôi bao nhiêu chỉ bé thọ của bố tôi mấy bố bé tê tôi hình dấu tu sa giờ lên tới nó có giờ ít khó cứ chỉ cho lên sáng thọ rồi luôn là tê suốt lời có suốt lời bao sai bé cho tầm lo cứ nhóc bé luôn trồng mình nó nè giờ lên cho dùng một phe ô lô lên giờ chỉ dấu lô lưỡi lên từ luôn trồng lên giờ lên bé luôn trồng mình nó cho tôi cho tầm lo như phe lô giờ lên nó khó ít khó nó bé chỉ sáng tàu ha chỉ sáng phủ gì cho luôn nên tỏn tê nó.
Minneapolis has some of the highest rates of murdering the residents of Minneapolis, and we're not going to let them get away with that. We want the police to know that we're all going to be watching them, and that if they don't act right, that we will call them out on the injustice.
Hôm nay nó cú họ hạ bên lù cho sát sở chế tôn hình bao sát sở chế tôn hình tu sa thầu lúc xí hỏi cứ sát sở cho tôn hình cho mấy nhua tàu hù cho tấm lô nó như chỉ giờ hù của tôi sát sở bây giờ.
Now I want to speak to Jashar's family that when they called the police, they didn't call the police to come out and kill him.
Cho mấy nhua cho giờ hù bố tôi bang chú cái nhà gì tôi bang bố chú cái nhua sa xí giờ lấy cho bố tôi trông ta một nó nè bố cho lấy tôi mua sát sở tôi giờ chủ tôi cả tôi sát sở xí tôi做sát sở lúc chế buồn trông ta bố cho bố chủ lên nó là nu nó giờ lấy cho bố chỉ sai chỉ phụ chủ sát sở lúc bao lúc chế toàn sáng toàn chủ lên giờ lấy cho tấm đồ nhau lúc xí định mình nó nè sao bao nó sao
when his children called the police, they called to get their father help. They didn't anticipate that he would die that day. It feels as though Minneapolis police had intentions to kill him, bringing all of those cops on one call and destroying his home that his family lives in. They did not consider that their actions would lead to his murder.
好的喏，一条一考个哈达，路边车都要路了呢。只要是里面的不要注意 passport， 这内蒙古他手这多内路这就叫哪都没鸟鸟呢，他喏都要边车要路了，都到有么一项咯，要来叫国际关键之路，没叫没鸟的路这要来的喏，我不啥的波音路多内哇，你要波音只路哇，你的。 เขาเดินรถสามก็ปวดใจจูฮะตาย้อนหน้าตู้ลูกเจตอนช้างทอนถูยอลุงเดินเลยตื่นลุงเดินปวดใจเตะปวดยอจูรีบัสปวดฮะตาปวดยอตู้โอ้โหปวดยอตัวคูลูกเจโจย้อนหน้าตู้ย้อนน่ะเขาโน้กูหาลูกปีห้าเดี๋ยวเจตัวนี้ปีเขาหนึ่งเจตัวนี้เต่าเกยอชาหนึ่งตู้เจตัวนี้ที่เต่าหาทางจูกูเอาไปจ่าละ
I'm speaking out to seek justice for the Wu family because it just still doesn't sit well with me. All the bullets in his home that destroyed his home. I've spoken with his family multiple times, and I'm speaking with them to support them. It's almost been 1 whole year since his death, and this case hasn't moved forward. It's almost winter again, which was last winter was when he was murdered. There's no reason why it should take this long. ลูโมเลโนซื้ออจอจอโซลิฮาโซตุกิโตโนโนทอโกชดเลยเซมว่าโมเจว่าโมรองทอโกชดเลยโมจิซอนจิตาจิเกโยชาตาจิสอเตยันจิยันโตทอว่าจิจุจัดเป็นโซลิฮาโซตุก็ไปชดเลยตอนชั้นจิเจฟูโมเลโนโนสีโมต่อเอง I want to thank everyone again for coming out, and I pray that everyone gets home safely. I pray to God that He watches all of you as you go home today, so that we can continue to come together and fight.
The camera. Do you want
Here's a drink. Now put this on your tree. Yeah, thirsty motherfucker. Put that on your tree. Put that on your tree. Tear this whole bitch down. Let's do it.
Hey folks. Did you think what the police do? Look over there, what they doing to you? As bad as that.
It's super awesome if you could go listen to the families instead.
We go for the media. So you want to hide this from the media?
No, you've got us some footage. Now go listen to the families.
Yeah, that's what we said. Radio for
That's what you see. He's quitting. You come to there until after the thing.
Media's going to give me a hard time.
Go back later. You did? I like your shirt. Oh yeah, how much? You got your $20, guys.
Okay, I'll see you.
On the east side?
You, my brother, murdered my brother. I hope you hear me. This is not over. His blood is on James and Plymouth. My blood, I goes nowhere. So you're going to continue to see this face. You're going to see this face.
We got your back. We got your back. We got your back.
We got your back.
We got your back.
We got your back. We got your back.
So my name is Kay. I'm the oldest daughter of Cheshire Fong Group. I think for me it took me a while to really speak about his story because I don't know what happened to my father. I spoke with him the night before and I was looking forward to seeing him, you know, that following Monday. And then of course I wake up and get a phone call at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning talking about my dad is dead, which was a shock. I have never in my whole entire life ever thought that I would be in this place. And it's something that you just can't explain it. The trauma that we go through, they don't understand how messed up it is. You know, for an individual like me, there are moments where I'm still trying to figure out what happened that night, and obviously we haven't gotten any of that answer. It's been a little bit over 7 months. December 15th, that will be a whole entire year. I never expected to lose my dad this soon in my whole entire life, so that really messed me up. And they don't understand what the families have to go through. Not once have we ever gotten, an apology. Not once have we gotten anything. And it's frustrating. Just looking at all these families, we still haven't gotten our answer. How is that possible? And honestly, everything that I found out has been through the media. As a family, how come we haven't received the answers that we need? I'm sick and tired of, Hennepin County's attorney's office talking about ongoing investigation. It's about to be a year. A whole entire year. We know that you're not going to charge anyone, so just release the reports, release the body cams to us. All we need is the answer. That's all we're asking for is an answer. Our family has been very patient, and like I've said at our protest, we've been very patient. We have been trying to work with them, but it's not working. Every single time we call someone will get back to you. No one has gone back to us, and it's about to be a year in December. I don't know, I'm just a loss of words, and saying happy birthday to Travis Jordan, that really struck a chord in me, because come January 1st, 2021, that will be my father's birthday. And to imagine having to do something like this for my father, I just don't know, it really messes someone up. And I'm sorry, I'm just kind of at a loss for words. But just having to hear us say happy birthday to Travis Jordan is just, man, that really hits a chord. And we stand in solidarity with Travis Jordan. with his family, with Taryn, and we got you guys back, and everyone else.
We got your back. We got your back. We got your back.
All right, y'all. Man, it was powerful. All them families have been murdered by them folks over there. One spot. Killing just one community. Often. And they ain't got nothing. No justice.
No peace.
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 So this next person, the founder of Supporting Family Against Police Violence. I'm honored to give this woman a shout out, Miss Tashira Galloway. This girl right here. Ain't no stopping, right? All right, go ahead. I'm grateful to be here with Travis Jordan family as one of the families that have been standing with me, that have not given up on me in the vision that God has put in my heart. I'm just kind of, this hurts, what they're doing. But I am very grateful for Travis Jordan family and all of the families that's out here today. Brian Quinonez family, Jamar Clark family, Demetrius Hill family, Chi Shervu family, Fung Lee family, Travis Jordan family, Marcus Golden family, Cordell Handy family, Justin Tiggins family, Paul Castaway family, Marcus Golden, Phil Quinn family, Isaac Aiden family, and all of the families that I can't even remember because it's too many, but I just thank the Lord because it's not about me and it's not about any of us. It's about fighting against evil. This is evil what this precinct and all of these police departments have done to our people. And we have to stand together, and we cannot take our eyes off God's promise. And the promise is justice. The justice that we deserve, we can't take our eyes off of that. We have to fight together and understand that it is only through unity. Right. It is only through unity that we're going to get what we deserve.
Say that.
If we could do it separately, I could have sat here and tried to fight this battle and continue by myself to fight for justice for my son's father. But it's too many other families out here hurting just like my family to continue that way. Right. So now we have to understand one thing, is that first of all, God has to be at the forefront. He is the force that's behind all of this, that's going to push us, that's going to push us to the justice that we deserve. That's the first thing to understand. Because the enemy wants three things to divide. If he can divide us, then we'll get sidetracked. And we'll focus on other things besides what we deserve, and that's justice for every last human being that has shed blood out here. So he wants us to be separated.
He wants us to be distracted. And he wants to win over all of this. He wants to win over all of what we're doing, and we cannot give him the gratification. We have to, if we have a problem with somebody, we got to mend it quick. And we got to keep moving forward. 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 It's too much pain out here to let them win. It's too much pain to let them win. They will not win. I will not allow it. God will not allow it. He will not let me argue with not one of you standing out here. He will not let me be at odds for too long with none of you out here. Why? Because I got to fight. I got to fight. I got to fight against evil. Against evil. What these people have done to our families is evil. And we must understand that. And we must move forward. We must move forward. So I ask right now that you keep it in your mind state that no matter what happens, no matter what odds that we are at each other, that we remember that for one, we are all human beings fighting for what's right. Fighting for what's right. We're not doing nothing wrong. They try to make us think that we're doing something wrong. They try to make us believe that we're doing what any normal human being would do for their loved ones. And that's fight for what you know in your heart is right. We're doing what any normal human being, they will fight for the people they love if this was who they love. So I would never let them convince me that what I'm doing is wrong. They can sit outside my house. They can do whatever they want to do. But my boots is on the ground. My heart is in the right place. My mind is in the right place. My heart is in the right place. My mind is in the right place. And with that, I'm moving forward to fight for not only my family, but for every family that they have stolen from us. Thank you, everybody. Made me think of something. Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here! We're here! To shut this shit down! Boots! 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 Boots on the ground! We're here! We're here! To shut this shit down! Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here! We're here! To shut this shit down! Forget it. I mean, I ain't one to stop nobody from chanting. So we got more families and more people to talk about. You know, this lady right here, you know, she be like Carmen San Diego. She be in one city, then another city, screaming justice. That's right. Oh. Can I be Ashley? So I'm going to introduce Justice Squad's very own Ashley Clonone. It's my birthday twin right here.
I just want to say I'm very happy for the turnout for this family because a lot of our families haven't had the support that the loved ones we've lost have deserved. And it's a really good thing to see that people are actually coming out for these families who have kind of been under the radar and didn't get the attention that the media should have given them. And so I'm the wife of Brian Quinones. He was murdered by the police in Richfield last year, September 7th, 2019. And I've really been out here fighting, working hard, trying to get any coverage for the state of Minnesota because I believe all families matter. I don't give a shit where they're from. I don't care how they died, what they said. I don't care. I believe the families, and I know that they're telling the truth, and I'm just glad that we're in a time where a lot more people are hearing and believing what we're saying. Because George Floyd, his murder, showed us that the police lie. And that's the only reason why people woke up. And I've heard all these stories. I've been around. I've been to different states all the time. It's the same story. So keep challenging yourselves to get out here. Listen to these families. Support these families. Believe these families. I don't care what difference is. I don't care if they're not the color of your choice. I don't care if it's not the religion of your choice. I don't care. They all deserve justice, and I will continue to fight for every last one of them. I don't give a fuck what happens. And so thank you, everybody, because it's months later and you're still out here, and this is exactly what needs to happen. We are in charge. These are our streets. We pay for this. They are paid for by us. If they're not doing their job, we need to get them the fuck out of there. Thank you.
Our street! Our street! Our street! Our street! Our street!
Who street?
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 Our street!
Right. So there's a sign that says recall Mike Freeman over there. It's orange. Make sure y'all sign the petition to recall Freeman. Got to be a Hennepin County voter. So if you ain't Hennepin County, oh well. But sign it if you're a Hennepin County. Get his ass out of here. Okay. We're going to move it along. So, okay, so this next group here, Native Lives Matter. I be seeing these guys everywhere too. Like, every time I see them, they're like a pop out. You know, they pop out. Literally for justice all the time. I want to bring up Gabe and Tonya. Woo! And Carissa.
Hi everyone. Hey. My name is Gabriel Black Elk. Thank you. I'm here on behalf of my brother who was killed by police in Denver, Colorado on July 12, 2015. And you know, I've been out here fighting for my brother ever since, you know, from Los Angeles to New York, here, all over. At the same time, you know, I'm carrying names. I'm standing, you know, with families of solidarity to, you know, teach some of these people that don't know that there are a lot more people out there that are killed by the motherfucking police. So, for some of you that don't know what happened with my brother, my brother was having a schizophrenic episode, and my mom went to go call the police for help. And when the cops showed up, they saw my brother leaving the house, and they chased him into a trailer park where he was shot, and killed in front of 3 adults and 18 kids. So some of these kids are forever traumatized with what they saw. And you know, our hearts go out to, you know, the kids that saw them. There was way too many kids. So we know, our family know what it's like to have someone go through a mental health crisis. You know, we know what it's like to feel the pain, to shed our tears. You know, it's when it comes to this kind of pain, time doesn't exist. You know, it still feels like it was yesterday. So when I first heard about what happened with Travis, you know, my heart broke. Because for some of y'all that don't know, during that, when Travis Jordan was murdered by the police, there was 2 more natives that were killed within 1 week of each other. You know, and then those names are John Fairbanks. No, he was one of them that was killed 2 years ago. But these 3 that were killed in that week, Travis Jordan, J. Scott Widmark, and Vernon May. So when we heard about this, I knew that, that I wanted to reach out. I wanted to reach out to the family to let them know that they're not alone in this shit. So, thank you. So the very next day, was the first time that I met Malia and I met Paul. We did a candlelight vigil in front of his house with some of the activists that's here in the Twin Cities. And we were out there, showing solidarity with the family to let them know that they're not alone. So this is what we do as far as our group does. Even though my brother was killed in Colorado, my brother was still killed by the police. So I stand here with these families in solidarity as they demand justice. And the rest of these families, man, reopen the fucking cases, man. Reopen that shit. Reopen all of them. These families, they need justice. They need answers. We're standing out here showing these motherfuckers that we ain't going nowhere. So we're out here with the family as they fight for justice. Thank you guys. Justice for Travis! Justice for Travis! Justice for Travis! Justice for Travis! Thank you. Thank you.
So, Gabe mentioned Billy Hughes. Billy Hughes was killed by St. Paul police 2 years ago. His anniversary is coming up here on Wednesday. When Billy Hughes passed away, the media didn't say shit about what nationality he was. We went right there. We went right to the spot, 905 St. Anthony Avenue in St. Paul. And we talked to the people outside of the crime scene, and people were telling us, oh, he's white, he's Italian, he might be Jewish. And in my mind, I looked at my husband and I said, I bet you he's fucking native. That's because they don't know what he is. And sure enough. So the media didn't want to put out that he was native, what nation he was from. So I got on the internet and I started doing my own investigation. And I put that shit out there first. The names of the police who killed him, how many times he was shot, where, what nation he was from. That's the type of stuff that I spend a lot of time doing, finding out what nation they're from, reaching out to their families, their loved ones, their children, trying to offer them support, the good words, You have to. That's a lot. That's what some of these organizations here are missing, is a connection. They're missing a connection to the families and the children and the moms. You have to be there for them. You can't just be like, oh, I'm an activist and I'm going to go out there and say these people's names. If you don't have a connection with these families, it doesn't really matter. So next week on Billy Hughes' anniversary, Wednesday, August 5th, Native Lives Matter is holding a protest outside of 905 St. Anthony Avenue in St. Paul. You guys are all invited. Please come. Billy didn't get very much attention except when it came to the negativity of his life. Billy Hughes was suffering from a mental crisis and he needed help. Those bullets flew into the next people's house, the neighbor's house, and they had kids. So we want you guys to come support Carissa and her family. She's got a couple people who have been lost by police violence in her family. Just like our family, there's 5 relatives, all from the same nation. That's one of the things that people forget when they want to do the statistics of everything. Our people are number 1 on the list who are killed by the police. We get killed by our BIA police when they too suffer from mental health issues. Then they get transferred to somewhere else, and then they come to our places and they brutalize us. I was assaulted by the cops in front of my kids.
That ain't right. Fucking pussies, that's why.
Billy Hughes has a cousin. His name is Phil Quinn, and his anniversary, 5 years, is coming up in September. And we'll be doing something for him too. And it's just sad that, you know, we love these families. We'll do anything for our Indigenous families. Anything. If we ain't got it, we'll make it happen all the time. But it's just sad that this is constant. It's constant reopening these wounds for these families all the time. You think you can go to one action and then, kind of like decompress from that, and then there's another one, and then there's another one, and then there's another one. But we ain't gonna stop. We'll never ever stop. No matter if it's police brutality, the bullshit with the fucking pipelines, our missing and murdered Indigenous women. That's an epidemic. That's an epidemic amongst our people. And a lot of us here in so-called America and so-called Canada, we believe that the police are involved in the missing and murdered Indigenous women. Especially the ones with the mental health crisis. You know, they can come and they can pop up our people without thinking twice. But yet they get all of the help they need, all the treatment they need. So how come Billy and Paul's life, Phil's life, didn't matter as much as their life? That's not fair.
Nope. Ain't right.
Our people, most of us are humble. And that's why you don't see a lot of Native families coming out, is because they're scared. Some of them are in ceremonial mourning and they're not allowed to speak about their loved ones. We do that. We try to educate everyone about the Native people who were killed by police. And when I heard about Travis Jordan, I physically got sick. I physically got sick and I threw up and I couldn't stop. I didn't even know Taryn. I didn't know Flo. And now they're a part of our family. In Travis's language, Ohana means family. It sucks that we're a big, huge family now because of this. But also we're really, really grateful for all of the families that come out and they support. If you come into this with a good heart and a good mind, everything will go your way. Everything will fall into place. Nobody has to, think of one family member as better than the next. They're all affected. They're all affected. They all need that exposure. They all need that great love that you guys can give them. Sometimes we're forgotten about. We're forgotten about in every single platform that has to do with this government, with so-called America. We're here to remind you. We're the first people of this nation. Minnesota is stolen land from my people, the Dakota people. There's a concentration camp of Fort Snelling over that way where they put our people. I'm a descendant of the exiled. She's a descendant of the exiled. These are descendants of the exiled. So please, when you're out here doing things for families and stuff, don't forget about us. Don't forget about us. Yeah, you know Paul Castaway's name. You know Phil Quinn's name. You know Billy Hughes' name. But you need to know Carissa. You need to know Gabriel and Lynn. You need to know Paulette and Kathy. and the rest of Kathy's kids. Darlene, everybody forgets about Darlene. We haven't seen Darlene since George passed away. Because like I said, it's opening a wound. Opening a wound that nobody likes to help and fix but us. This is more than just, homies. Krista takes care of my kids. Krista's always here for my kids. She does a lot for this community that goes unseen and unheard. So remember the people who are out here fighting for justice on the indigenous side, because when you see their faces, it's not just South Africa, it's not just Philippines, really few. A lot more other natives here that you guys haven't heard about. One of the names is on that house over there, Benjamin Dakota. He's from my reservation, but we live here. So, guys, please help this family. And we're not saying give money. That's not what we want. We don't want your money. Come and see if they're okay. Their children are okay.
I think they have it over by the tents. I have no idea.
Give them all the love. Yes, show up. Show up every single time we ask. That's true solidarity. And we need that.
Solidarity forever!
Woo! Very deadly. The government is trying to erase our people by cutting us off. With the missing and murdered Indigenous women epidemic. The Department of Social Services taking our kids and selling them. All of that. It's still continued genocide on our people. We live that every single day. Even though we're here in the city, it's still happening to us. We still struggle. It's hard. It's hard to come from the reservation and then come here. Or be here your whole life and then go home. So don't erase us. Uplift us. Make sure that you guys know who your family members are. Because white. Everybody else. Let's spread them. White people. Asian people.
He's got flowers too. I'm gonna spread them out.
He's got flowers. You can spread them around. Okay.
Spread them out.
How far around are we going to do it?
As far as possible, I guess, right? That's what I mean, is like we do a first layer and then...
One at a time. One at a time.
Let them come out. Let them come out.
Oh no, this is people.
Exactly, bro. We put in flowers. Shit.
It might be a one conversation.
Exactly, bro. The lady, bro, she can take the line first.
There are a lot of people who are we share it. Their mom thinks very hard for the parents. And then the parents are going downhill because they don't have the support. Rena Rendo's mom. They all need that love.
Let them see whether or not they'll come up and put the flowers down. Let's see whether or not they'll come up and put this down. Here's the ask if you want to come put the flowers around the house.
Write a letter, send a card. Reach out to us. We can help you with that.
We just go stand there and just mean mug us.
And there's so much.
Silence is also an answer.
So much to
Some of
do.
the families ask for an apology.
But we're not going to stop. We'll never stop.
A flower would maybe do better. You just want to step up and just put a flower out.
We don't think less of you.
Only thing he's interested in is cooking. We don't think that he's here. It's just a flower. Show some respect on his birthday of all days.
Give him his cup back.
There's just a list of demands. You can just check it out.
I want to end with the transfer.
Show them that at least maybe you want to do something that's good.
You have to do with
I just don't get it.
getting our people some justice.
No, I'm just trying to see whether or not what.
We don't give a fuck. Look at
We're
it.
sick and tired. They need to be
That's the
fired.
minute
We're
right there
sick
where he's
and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired.
We're sick and tired.
They need to be fired.
We're sick
And tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired.
I'm going back inside.
Thank you guys. You guys do a great job.
Thank you, good, man. I have another. Can I fuck your dick, man?
I'm gonna go back to calling I think it's better if we kind of separate a little bit, you know?
Pardon me.
Go back inside. My aunt saw the shooting, and my son, when he hit the ground, he heard him say to the officer.
What's your name?
Lavish.
Oh, I thought that was you, but I don't think we've officially ever met.
I mean, we've seen each other like 800 times, though.
Yeah, for real. Zen.
Zen, bro, I love you.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
I withdraw. I was angry. 5 years was in that making. I couldn't get nobody to help me. They stripped my lawyer. They stripped my investigator.
Got rose gold.
Next thing you know, my private investigator. My friend was in 2 or 3 years.
Very good.
So I had no one to support me. I felt like my family got silenced. So it was very hard for me to try to do anything. So I walked around with anger. Every police officer that I looked at, I had to fight with them. Every time I asked an officer something, they were sending me and taking me down to jail for disorderly conduct, spraying mace in my face so I couldn't read their badges. I have police reports where they put me in jail, knocked me up, and then I end up getting out for what reason? No, I didn't get charged. But I'm here today to fight. After 23 years of seeing what the police are doing, it's time to stop this. This is too much. They're wrong, they're awake of this. You know, when the Lord sees this here, he knows it's unjustified. Why would they sit there and have their backups and try to defeat the purpose, knowing they're wrong? God is our witness. We have to walk with our heads up and stand strong. We need to believe and hold strong. We can't let these officers make us weak, or we look at them and hold our head down. We need to come straight in their face and ask them very questions. What do you see in us as you see in me? Because I'm not afraid to speak to them. Why are you standing up watching me? I am watching you. Why do you think you make That's why we need to stick together. It's not a matter of what color. They're just cops. They're evil and they're crooked. And you know what? Even though we're standing strong, we got God on our side. Because while we're fighting, he got our war angels standing with us. And I know victory will be on our side. And I'm here to say it today. Because even though we don't have what we need to right now, but as long as we stand strong in faith, we gotta conquer this here. And at one point in life, we still gonna be smiling. Because you know what? The devil is a liar.
Minnesota. The cops were called to a domestic violence call from a bystander. Before they assessed the situation, they came out with guns drawn at my dad. They threw my dad to the ground so hard that he vomited. My dad was beaten to death. My dad had over 6 broken ribs. His head was cracked open. My dad's eye was popped out of the socket, and they ruled my dad's death as agitated delirium.
Hey! Fuck out of here.
My dad never got justice. And it's been an ongoing battle. I got arrested at the George Floyd protests. I was held in jail for 4 days. They zip-tied me and kicked me in the face. I had a sign with my dad's name on it asking them if they wanted to kill me the same way they killed my dad. This is pain. And it has to stop. My dad is having a march. It's called March for Lionel Lewis. It's going to be on my birthday. I'm dedicating my birthday to my dad. If anyone wants to help, with anything, please come up to me. I have jobs. If anyone wants to help my family. Thank you.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! 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 Right. So I'd like to bring up Monique Colastardi with Black Lives Matter. This sister is not new to the movement. She moves, and when she moves, we move just like that.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for being out here. And the work that's being done in the Twin Cities area is being noted across the country, and it's individuals just stepping up and filling a gap that's needed to be done. And it comes when we have protests and people just show up with water. It comes when people just decide they want to take an action in their community. It comes when family members reach out to other family members to lift them up. It comes when people just reach out to strangers, even through Messenger on Facebook. Hey, are you related to this person? And share a story. We live in a community that is so loving and so caring and so powerful that we don't mind standing up and saying, fuck the police. That we don't mind having a protest right in front of the 4th Precinct. That we didn't mind having an occupation here. That we don't mind shutting down freeways and trains. That we don't mind getting arrested. That we don't mind getting maced. We don't mind having the flashbangs thrown at us, because we're out here for one thing, and that's for justice. So this is a community where we put in work. And I'm a family member. I am, yes, the aunt of Marcus Golden, but I am also an activist. And I'm a person who believes in filling in the gap, and that's what everyone out here can do. If you see a need, take that step and become active and get activated. So it's amazing that you are here, but there's so much more work to be done. Our sister right here, she needs some help. We're gonna help. And I've seen the event, it's already on the Black Lives Matter pages, so we're supporting and we're here for that. There's a need. We have marshals. Our marshals have been training and training. I know I've been in the movement for 5.5 years. We have, hey, they're good. I'm a marshal. I'm gonna say, I'm a brag on it. We're damn good. Our backup car, where people know how to move and shut it down. So we don't need the police to shut anything down for us. We shut it down ourselves. So if people want to criticize talking about, oh, defund the police, but you needed them to shut. No, we don't need the police to do shit for us. Let's be very clear about that. So we move independently of the police. We don't need them shutting down streets. We don't need them knocking on our doors. We don't need them shooting and killing our loved ones. We don't need them lying to the media, and we don't need the media repeating their lies. So we are here. We are standing up to tell our truth. We are standing up for what is right, and we are waking people up. And God rest and bless George Floyd, who came at a time when the whole world was silent because of COVID. God bless his soul, because it has given us another opportunity to do what we have been practicing and what we have been working on so long, and be able to execute with precision what we need to do to get justice. And we saw these streets on fire. We saw the precinct burn. And that precinct burned beautiful. Right? We saw the 4th precinct completely redecorated. And now we see a little more. And that was the truth. We can have a building on the outside that looks nice, but it was already ugly on the inside. So as the team always says, the time is now. And the time is now. And we must continue to stand in solidarity with all victims of police, whether it's homicide, arrest, or beating, or brutality. We must stand together. And I know I have heard today a call for all the charges to be dropped against protesters arrested. All charges to be dropped against for taking down that Christopher Columbus.
I gotta get a battery out of my bag. Actually, at the top, it looks like this.
And I want to know what you're going to do.
Thank you.
Because this is not just about one person, but because Travis Jordan lived. We are all here.
Thank you.
Good one's on the right.
Thank you.
It's an opportunity where he from the grave is lifting us up. And it's really hard for other people to come out and speak. Some families, maybe for even the first time. So we grow with every loss. And our family grows of activists, the family of stolen lives continues to grow, and the solidarity work that we do for those who are black, white, and every color in between continues to grow, and we continue to learn the names of more people and going back, and we see finding those people whose loved ones were killed before the Black Lives Matter movement started, before people really believed how dirty these police are and how dogs they are when they execute our loved ones and lie.
I know.
So there are people that we still need to reach out and find. And there's some people we have to respect that they don't want to talk about it. They just want to move on, and we have to respect that. And I have asked families, okay, I had a family say, she's like, you know, I'm not fighting like that, but I appreciate you keeping his name in the street. Well, then that's what we do. We keep the name in the street. We don't have to be out there. We do the heavy lifting for those who can't do it. Right? That's what we have to do. And we do it. We have some great independent media that's supporting the work that we're doing to tell the truth of what is happening, and photographers. And we're using social media to get our truth out. And the United States is seeing what is happening right here. We stand in solidarity with Portland. We continue to do what we're doing at the police. And that's Portland and all the other cities that have been rising up and continue to rise up. And that's what we'll continue to do here. We're going to support you, sister. I don't know where you went. I saw the post. I really didn't know the story of your father. And I definitely want to come meet with questions. We can always support those who have gone on. That's what we do here. It's a beautiful group and community. I love you all. Thank you for being out here. Justice for Christ.
Moving along, I got Miss Samaya Aiden, who's going to speak about her She's been fighting too.
You all heard, my name is Samaya Aiden. I just turned 22. I live in Los Angeles, California. Political science and criminal justice double major, but I had to drop everything and come back to Minnesota on July 3rd, 2019, when my brother, Isaac Aiden, was murdered by Eagan and Bloomington officers in Eagan, Minnesota on July 2nd, 2019. Since then, I've been fighting. I've been protesting alongside all of these other family members. My brother was a 23-year-old college student at the University of Minnesota studying IT and infrastructure. He was a business owner. He owned his own home care business called Aidenx Home Care. He was also a banker, a universal banker at Spire Credit Union in Roseville. But none of that mattered because at the end of the day, he was black and he was murdered by officers. As much as I want to talk about the case, I can't. We technically have a pending lawsuit going right now, but I do want you to say. But I do want to say that these families need your support, and I'm glad that a lot more people are awake now because of George Floyd. I'm glad that a lot more people are now seeing that we're not crazy when we say they make up these lies. They push this narrative. They spew whatever they wanted to say. We saw it firsthand when they tried to rule George Floyd's murder as a medical incident. And then when we weren't believing that, they tried to say that it was the coronavirus or whatever it was. We saw that his lawyers and his family needed to get an independent autopsy to find out the actual cause of his death. So I need you guys to continue to come out, to continue to wrap your arms around families like Chase Scher's family, around families like Mia's family, because it didn't start with George Floyd, and it's not going to end with his name. The reason why I brought that poster. On the back of this poster is 429 names that have been murdered by police here in the state of Minnesota. A lot of these families go unnoticed. A lot of them, you don't hear their names. On that house right there is a Somali man, a Somali young man. His name is Ahmed Gulad, and I didn't even know about his case up until last night. He was murdered by this precinct in 2009, and he didn't get to see justice because his dad was overseas in Kenya sick. It went to the Supreme Court, and his case got thrown out because his father couldn't be there because he was sick. Why don't we know his name? Why didn't we stand for him? Why didn't we stand for Tracer's family? Why didn't we stand for Travis Jordan? Why weren't we there for Marcus Golden? And I'm guilty of this too, because I could have done more. And I'm here to tell you today that you can do more. And I know the Native families that were up here said that they were humble, but I've gotten to know them really well. It was one of them that, I'm not gonna say who, but it was one of them that when they saw an officer follow me around with pepper spray, they kicked his pepper spray and ran. For so long, we've been fighting for each other alone. And white allies, we don't need you to just call yourself an ally and stop right there. We need you to actively do more. There's always more that you could be doing. I know that they said that they are humble, but we spend almost every single day together doing security at the camps. And whether it's Powderhorn, whether it's Bracket, we need you guys. We need volunteers there. I know that they said they were being humble, but they do so much more than just speak up and say and advocate for families of police violence. They do so much more, and a lot of the times Indigenous families and other families go unnoticed. Why does it take our murder being filmed on camera for you to understand that it was wrong? In a state where the death penalty isn't legal, no crime warrants a death penalty. 2 weeks after George Floyd was murdered, a white man here in North Minneapolis shot a black man and was hiding in his apartment. And the cops were standing outside saying, "Cody, we have air conditioning and water for you. Are you in there, Cody?"
Yep, that was
a French Canadian named Cody. They were standing out there begging him. And not only did he get away alive,
he did.
He escaped them.
He did.
While they were there.
That's a true story.
2 weeks after George Floyd was murdered for having a maybe counterfeit $20.
Bullshit.
We should be coming out in numbers for every time one of us is murdered by the police. I don't care what the narrative is.
That's right.
I don't care what the narrative is. We've seen mass murderers not only get apprehended and get to see their day in court, but get taken to Burger King too.
Right.
So I don't want to hear the excuse of, just whatever narrative they want to push out. I really don't care whatever narrative they want to push out. We don't need them. We need to continue to come out in numbers. And if you can't protest, if you can't physically be here, you can do more. You can start a watch party and send the message so that people on your friends list across whatever can see it. You can donate to the camps. You can donate to the women's camp at Bracket Park. We are actively needing more supplies. We need to protect these women. You can volunteer your time and effort into doing security to protect these Indigenous women if you really care about them. You can put your bodies in between black and brown and Asian people's, you can put your body on the line when you see a cop confront a person of color. Use your privilege, use your voice, and use your body. there's always more that we can be doing. There's always more. Push yourself. If you need resources, you can reach out to Native Lives Matter. You can reach out to Black Lives Matter. You can reach out to Communities United Against Police Brutality. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to the Justice for Isaac Aiden page. You can reach out to Twin Cities Coalition for Justice for Jamar. You could reach out to the Anti-War Committee. All of these organizations here in Minnesota that have been doing the work for years, that provide safety for us at marches, that provide water and snacks. You can always do more. Push yourself. It's not just enough to post anything on your social media, because I have said it and I'll say it again. Hashtagging BLM doesn't mean shit to the families who have lost loved ones to police violence if you're not actually standing up for these Black lives that you claim matter. I don't want to take up too much time. I know this event is for Travis Jordan, but I do want to mention that today is Eid for all of my Muslim family and friends and people that are out here. Thank you. And I also want to give a huge shout out to my friend Huda, who has done security, who does so much and does not get enough recognition. It is also her birthday. And she's celebrating her birthday and Eid out here. And I just want to say that this year, this Ramadan, this past Ramadan was the first Ramadan I didn't get to have my brother with me. I didn't get to celebrate Eid with my whole family. Even this morning, Eid prayer is not the same. Eid celebrations is not the same. And this Eid al-Adha is to celebrate Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his only son. The first, we only have two celebrations in Islam. The first one is to celebrate the end of Ramadan. The second one is this one, which is to celebrate Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his only son for God. And so, I don't want to get too preachy, but even just me being here to sacrifice time with my family after just losing one should tell you how dedicated and how passionate a lot of us are to be here, because it means more to be out here fighting and supporting other families instead of trying to celebrate and pretend like everything's fine on a holiday when it really isn't. So please do more.
Let me be with you then.
No, I shouldn't. Now go Google consent.
My shit.
Your shit.
I think my shit is with me. What else? What shit you asking me? There's a lot of them. I don't know which one.
I think you can figure it
Oh,
out.
Google? Google, he might interpret me wrong way. Because I don't know who control it.
Please reach out to us if you need anything. Please reach out to the Native families or myself if you want to get involved at the camps and what we can do for Indigenous lives as well as stolen lives. Thank you.
Are you here?
It's very humbling to be speaking here right now. I'm not new to the movement, but I am new to
What?
today. And I am new to meeting a lot of these families in person. And like, their strength is just really inspiring. And I haven't, I'm an academic and I haven't been able to sort of be in this space before I was and so.
Yeah, shout out!
out of the U of M, no offense. But I think that being here is really just such an honor, and a lot of people up here have spoken before me, and there's no way that I can say anything more poignant or moving than what they've already said, but I did want to talk about unity, and it's something that other people have brought up today, and it's not the kind of, bullshit unity of, white centrists that just want us all to get along, and they just want us all to stop talking about this, and they just want us all to go home and sit down and wait for all of this to be over. It's the kind of unity that's active, and it's the kind of unity that is troubling sometimes. It's the kind of unity that requires us to have difficult conversations with each other, that forces us to actually talk to each other about what's going on in our communities. It's the kind of unity that the police are so afraid of, that our government is so afraid of. I found myself thinking a lot about Fred Hampton and Huey Newton and all of the activists that have come before us, some of which are still alive, like the Inestimable Angela Davis, some that aren't with us anymore, like Lord. And knowing that those movements have come before us is really comforting to me, and really strengthening to me, because we're not out here reinventing the wheel at all. We're coming on the back of decades of previous work, decades of work that brought us to this point. George Floyd was a kicking off point, definitely, but we wouldn't be here without their work, and we wouldn't be here without the work that happened before this uprising. TCC for J has been out here. All of these families have been out here for years, and we don't have to do this without support, or without a framework, or without knowledge behind it. And so I guess I just wanted to say that, we outnumber all of these bitch-ass cops.
Oh, we
One of these cops that hold up capitalism, that keep our communities living in fear. We outnumber them. There's more of us. There's more of us out here right now than there are in that precinct. And they're afraid of us coming together, and they're afraid of us having a transracial movement, because they know that we're so much stronger than they are together. Somebody earlier said that, this is not just a black issue, and it's not. It is a transracial issue. The police don't care. They only care about black and brown people for their labor. The state only cares about black and brown people for how they can exploit us for money. White people only care about us insofar as they can exploit us for clout and social capital. And us being here, and us resisting that, and us resisting white supremacy is what they are scared of us doing. Of us realizing that it's a transracial struggle, that it's a struggle that transcends sexuality, it's a struggle that transcends gender, and there's no place for anyone in our movement to feel like they aren't respected in this movement. We have to listen to our women, we have to listen to our trans people, we have to listen to the people that are always marginalizing these conversations. We're here on indigenous land. We're here on indigenous land, and we haven't been supporting them. We haven't been supporting them when they've been telling us that they've been getting killed this whole time too. And so, rather than the bullshit unity of, middle of the road centrists that think that blowing up a car is more important than someone getting murdered by police, or breaking a window is more important than getting murdered by the police, or having a counterfeit 20 bill is more important than getting murdered by the police, or having a mental health crisis means that you deserve to die. That's not the kind of unity that we're talking about. We're talking about coming together and understanding that this is a struggle that needs every single one of us.
Sorry, I'm gonna join you. Yes, please do.
Reach out to them if you want to talk and get to know them more, support them, break bread, take some shopping, talk to them, whatever it is that you normally do to any of your system works on a normal day. Just support them and be there for them. Yeah, be a big brother or sister. Think about those things like that. There's other ways to do stuff. You can't be out here physically all the time. Alright, we'll keep it moving. Next speaker is Michelle Gross, and she's from Community United Against Police Brutality. She's a fierce fighter in the movement for a long time. Is Michelle here? So stand here. Alright. So the next person will be Noah McCourt from Minnesota Disability Justice Network. Minnesota Justice Coalition and the Justice Squad. Jonathan is also a Bernie Sanders national delegate. His bio just go on and on. I like at St. Thomas and fights for justice for our families and the community. Bring up time.
Thank you. The revolution will not be televised, but it will be live streamed. If you have a camera on, I ask that you take it out. I got a message. All the news station, you see how they left. So we count on you. Right there. It's important that the families remain at the center of our movement. Is what keeps us grounded in our fight for justice. Far too often the families of the fallen are taken advantage of by not only law enforcement, but organizations who use their stories for profit to the tune of over $30 million. While leaving the families in pain and with nothing but fake promises and confrontation. These families are some of the most courageous people I know, and I consider it an honor to be amongst them and to be their friend. And as Congressman Dean Phillips said to me, please share my support and love with the families and let them know we are going to honor their memories with action. Now I'll get into my speech. I wrote this speech on May 26th, the day after George Floyd died, and critiqued it after his memorial. I was watching a hearing in the Senate where you had police officers talking about how their feelings were hurt, how they thought they were in a war in Minneapolis. One, mind you, where they were sitting on top of the roof of the 3rd Precinct laughing while they were shooting rubber bullets and tear gas canisters at people's faces and crotches. They went on to say some police officers even contemplated suicide. I have to ask myself, how are these psychologically compromised individuals allowed to be cops? Because if they don't care about themselves, how in the hell are they supposed to care about anybody else? Their feelings are hurt, and we got families who are dealing with the murder of a loved one at the hands of the police, and they're here fighting for justice. I was in a social media discussion, and one of the naysayers kept speaking on the property damage, the burnt buildings, and looting. He even posted photos. But I did not see what he saw. I saw the writing on the wall the messages that read, "Can you hear us now?" My mind went to our history in the 1960s, Bloody Sunday, when our struggle was brought into the living rooms of America, and that's what it took to wake up a nation. Martin Luther King Jr., a man who gave his life for a dream, and that dream is in each and every one of us. The question is, what are you going to do with that dream? A lot of people want an illusion because the reality just can't be. But on May 25th, that reality was shattered. And here we are awakening the conscience and fighting to get that boot off our neck. Recently, I had the privilege to spend the day with Martin Luther King III, the son of the late Dr. King, and his family. This was an honor to me. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is an inspiration to me and many others around the world. So this time that I spent with his family was all the more special. You see, Dr. Martin Luther King said that our lives begin to end the day that we become silent about the things that matter. End quote. Every time we witness the modern day lynching of a person of color, it is the scene of the cracking of a whip, saying, "You better stay in line, expletive, or this will happen to you." All the while we fear for our children being raised in a society where politicians can make false promises for votes and photo ops. The people sworn to protect and serve violate their oaths, all at the expense of our bodies and our blood. We have to change, and we need justice, and we need leadership to be right alongside with us and demonstrating integrity behind the scenes when crafting policy and holding people accountable for their actions or inaction. I ask you, how much blood, how many persons of color, how many poor people have to die for your thirst to be quenched? I ask you all not to be silent, because when we are silent, evil does, and history has shown, it will fill the void. And to my elected, appointed officials and oath takers, especially the ones who fail to speak up or who perpetuate the status quo, you either are with the people or you are with the institution. Whenever something like this happens, no matter where in our country this happens, we feel it and we are affected. And to my white community, do not be the white moderate who thinks we should wait for a better season or a better time. The time is now. And you must take a side. The side of accountability, equality, and justice for all, or the side of the status quo of division, brutality, and privilege. We are all watching. The world is watching. The batons of prior movements for equality and justice have been passed down, and I assure you, we are up for the challenge. We will not stop. We will not waver. We will not forget. We will fight until equality and justice have been realized. Yeah. So I'll end in the words and spirit of Martin Luther King. Justice delayed is justice denied. Rest in peace, Travis Jordan, and all the others who have made the ultimate sacrifice and are still awaiting justice.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. And when do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. And when do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. And when do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Now. What do we want? Justice. And when do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. And when do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. And when do we want it? Now. Reopen all the cases. All the cases. Reopen all the cases. Justice for all stolen lives. All right, we got two more folks. I'm gonna bring up Ms. Daphne Brown, community organizer, also with TC4J. She's speaking on behalf of herself today. My name is Daphne Brown, and I'm from here as a community supporter and a landlord. Time after time, some of us more than once, some of us this is our first time. Because our parents keep creating us, believing in us, coming to us. We're going to have to
get out here and give our family support, y'all. That's the only way they're gonna get justice from these criminals in here. It don't make any sense. All over Minnesota, we got police department after police department that's murdering our sons, our daughters, our children out here. Our families need us to come out here. We have families that still hiding, afraid to come out here. I met Walter Collins' mother in Georgia's Memorial. She's been alone for 13 years now. We're going to have to get out here and find every mother, every father, every family out here that needs justice. If that's what it's going to take, we're going to have to get out here and find it. Send out a call and let them know they don't have to be scared no more like the sheriff was for 10 whole years. Like Demetrius' mother was for 23 whole years. Who got that long to sit out here and wait for justice to come? None of us do. If we do, we're going to be right beside them. Right beside them if we keep waiting, y'all. We're going to have to get up and we're going to have to come out. Here, let's start. Working hard. She's been working hard. Put whatever, $1 for change, whatever, to print her flyers, to make sure we all are here. For all of our families. This is what we're going to have to do, whatever it takes. I be out here in the community now. Y'all know we have sisters, grandmothers, fathers out here. They're crying. They're heartbroken because town officials are taking their children. It ain't just police brutality. Our homeless people out there, laying on the concrete. Harbor Light, Mary Jo, every single oppression out here, y'all. We're going to have to get our ass out to help our families. Somebody's awful down there, like Pastor there today, laying on that mat. It's going to rain on, it's going to urinate on, Harbor Light is open all day. Why they got to lay out there on the sidewalk till they open up the bed at 7 o'clock at night? You tell me that somebody's uncle out there, that somebody's auntie out there, taking our babies and stuff for THC. Give them some help if that's what you need to do. We got mothers out here on net.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Walking around with their babies. It's disproportionate against mothers out here that's by themselves. It don't matter. Everybody knows we trip and press out here. We got Native Americans mothers out here, white mothers out here. Everybody's out here on the streets, and they need all of us to come behind them. These people up in here, these criminals, they gonna keep on murdering, keep on murdering. We don't get out here behind our family. Every last one of them gonna need our support.
You around here look like Drew Barrymore. Looking like Drew Barrymore.
We don't know what it's like to wake up and
you see that swerve? That was just put that.
Who can imagine what it's like to wake up in the middle of the night out of your sleep with that in your head? Your baby's last minute. That's why we got to get out here.
So not to be so
The sheriff said about all the differences. Put all of that to the side right after this is over with.
Hey, remember she gave you the
You fuck around and get a pen.
One thing we need to do is get them out of there. Hell no! You get them damn murderous punks out here. You want any type of agreement with us. We ain't signing on nothing. Not a damn thing. If our families ain't got nothing to say about it, they can't get in and tell what it's gonna be like. They ain't doing it. They ain't gonna do it, and we ain't gonna let them do it, y'all. We cannot let them do it. They need to close this down. We need to take this right here, our very first police accountability council. Right here. Look at it. Look at it. Because this is gonna be it. Our very first and then the next one and the next one. The whole world is watching us. The whole world is watching us to see what we gonna do. So we might as well do it. We may as well do it. We can do it, y'all. Our mothers and we can't down ourselves with them. No, as strong as they are, they need our support. And we're going to have to give it to them. We're going to have to give it to them. It ain't no other. All of y'all got nieces, nephews, grandchildren, cousins, the best friend, babies, and stuff. They finna be out on these streets real soon. Count your years down, because your babies is finna be out here. And they love each other. They've been with each other since the sandbox, in school and stuff, living next door to each other and stuff. They get out here on these streets, they are together. The police don't care who they are, they will kill them all. They will kill them all. We're gonna have to listen. We're gonna have to get out here, put our ear to the side. Ain't nowhere else to be. Ain't nobody working. Who working? Ain't nowhere else to be. We're in the hospital or in jail. No ass need to be out here. We need to be out here with our families. That's where we need to be at, y'all. And that's all I got to say. And Sister Mia, bring me some flyers because I will get out here and hand them out for your father. And all of y'all too. Y'all want to get out here in our communities? Come on and let's go. Because y'all need to see what I see. People out here waking up every morning hungry. It's gonna get cold again. They're gonna kick us out of the hotel and put us back on the street. Y'all gonna let us freeze to death again another winter? We can't accept none of this. Nothing. Do y'all hear me? Do y'all hear our families? And act like it because we're not gonna shut up. And they not gonna shut us up. Y'all think about this right here. This gonna be our very first police council. I don't care what you can do. If you can't do nothing, dial the fire department. That have a bar. Step up because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it. And I love all y'all. I'm glad y'all here. And don't go stay away. Get y'all out here. Our family us out. We the ones gonna get them what they need.
We ain't going nowhere. Bad girls for life. All right, we're gonna step it out with Uriah Myers. She's gonna give us a little spoken word. I don't know if y'all heard this girl before, but oh my God, she's a cold queen. Let this one flow, y'all.
Hi y'all, my name is Raya. I just wanted to, usually whenever I come out here, I'll tell y'all the story of Eric Larry from where I'm from. His name is Eric Larry. I'm from Joliet, Illinois by Chicago. And he was murdered by Joliet PD. They initially reported that he was found in the parking lot of the police station by the fire department due to an overdose. 6 months later, after an independent investigation from the family, the wife of Eric Larry was notified during an interview by the interviewer that one officer, a sergeant, decided to expose Joliet PD and release a video. This one video was 7 minutes long. You can see Eric in the back of the squad car. You can see him ingesting drugs and overdosing while they're riding to the police station. When they get to the police station, Officer Doug May and Bill McHugh, they did not call paramedics, they did not call EMTs, they did not administer Narcan. They pinched his nose, they choked him for a minute and 38 seconds. They slapped him, they said, "Wake up, bitch," and they put a police baton in his mouth. They did not call paramedics, they did not call EMTs, and they did not administer Narcan. They were more worried about the evidence rather than the life that was in the back of that squad car. Like I said, they lied. They go back, there was another video that got released from the outside, and you can see the officers go into the station to grab a defibrillator because they know that he passed away. They lied. All these families that are out here, I want to reiterate because there's not that much more that I can say than what everybody who came up here before me has said already. This whole system is corrupted. We need to root this tree, chop the tree, and root the stub out of the ground with chains to reharvest this land. Because the whole system is guilty as hell, guilty as fuck. I'm not somebody that has lost a person to police violence, but it should not take that for you to understand the magnitude of this issue that is police brutality that is plaguing our community. Because it's not just black, it's not just white, it's not just native, it's not just brown, it is all of them. Because police brutality is plaguing all of us. We are all out here advocating for equality, not supremacy. And whenever people are out here saying all cops are bitches, it's because all these cops that are silent, these cops that are not in this system in order to infiltrate. They're in here to be a part of it, to be a part of protecting supremacy. We are out here trying to get these people to understand that this is an issue, like I said, that is plaguing our communities. This death that is plaguing our communities. And I just want y'all to remember that. I really want y'all to feel me whenever I'm saying this poem, because these families that are out here, that have been out here, that have been fighting for 23 years, 10 years, 10 months, it doesn't matter. They're out here fighting every day. And that these people that have been out here have inspired me to write poetry and put how I feel into words. So the premise of this piece is that we're all here together speaking directly to our oppressor. And the title of this piece is Tell Us. Good evening, Mr. Oppressor. I know you think of me as lesser, so I'm here with my friends. Not to make amends, but for you to tell us. Tell us, why don't you understand that Black Lives Matter? Is that so hard to conceptualize? I mean, damn, this world when the media got a hold on your mind, huh? Amnesia must got the best of you, because that look in your eyes, it's so reminiscent of cabinet members who keep their prejudice in disguise. Blank stares to hide the guilt from the blank stares you put in our face to keep us from a place where you can tell us. Tell us, why is it so hard for us to get here, just to have a conversation? It takes all these protests. You pass facetious laws talking about civil unrest just to mask that footage from your frivolous best, Mr. Oppressor. What is it that you take us for? Will you tell us? Tell us, why does black bother you? I say Black Lives Matter, you say all, or change it to blue. You take us for fools, huh? You send out your rats telling us manipulated stats to dispute the fact you break our backs for this country. We built, because we did that. So it's no more ignoring, snoring. Wake that ass up, big fella. We said no justice, no peace. And I need y'all to say that last half with me. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. And that's what the fuck we mean. Can't let you forget, Mr. Oppressor, I brought my friends with me. Let alone just these. It's friends all around the world behind this. So I'm done asking, you gon' tell us. Tell us what the deal is with these predatory police. A doctor and a counselor go to school for years at a university. These hogs go for 19 weeks. Are you fucking kidding? Give them a badge and a gun and they around our fucking street. They show us it's a crime just to be black. Still slave patrolling, just putting bullets instead of a whip in our backs. We demand a change in tactics, and you paint on streets. Performative gestures to flip the script, nothing more than tic-tac. So yeah, Mr. Oppressor, keep on slinging that leather, because it's your system no longer bodies next in line to get cracked. I told you, I'm done asking. I said what I said. Perceptions of dark skin have been branded as a threat. Criminalization of our young men a priority. I know just what it is you don't want us to see. In class, you start us off with slavery, make our regal history a mystery, because you and I both know, Mr. Oppressor. Once we realize our capability, you will be no longer. Continuously, you try your best to compress, and yet we rise stronger, create beauty from the pain, masterpieces from your scraps, our supreme black mother from the grasses of Africa. She holds the key to us all. And if we ascertain that, every fiber of your foundation will fall. It is time now to open your eyes. 2020, no coincidence that this year coincides with perfect vision. Every month we're going through something different. Something that exposes more and more that white men were the only ones in mind when initially creating this system. It's not broken. It's functioning just how you think. But that don't mean it doesn't need fixing. Unity and love in numbers is power. We have to use what we got. Because in the words of the paramount Miss Asada Shakur, ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't stop. Say it with me. Ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't stop. I can't hear you. Ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't stop. One more time. Ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't stop. And that's all I got. Thank you.
to DJ Ben Kwam, DJ Dudley D, and DJ Nemo for providing sound and music. For providing cupcakes for Travis's birthday. And there's still more over there. Y'all better get some. And then make sure if you're Hamilton County residents to go sign that recall Freeman petition. I'm going to walk it out with a team. What do we want? Justice. What do we want it? Now. What do we want it? Justice. What do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. And what do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. And what do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. And what do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. 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 Fuck 12. Fuck 12.
Shit that they learn, you know. They teach you both sides, how to deal with it and how to do it. Okay? So you just gotta to yourself or like what if some other people get shot? Or is it more personal use?
No, it's really not. So what's the like, if you want to be part of it, you need to be part of it, you need to talk to people every time. You're trying to come in roads and you're walking around. We welcome you, we welcome new people, but don't feel like, just think about it. An unknown white guy with a gun and a vest that no one's ever seen.
Yeah, I know. I got fired, I got brought to bring in here,
I don't know. No, we don't
have on the ground now because you guys start watching and stuff like that. I didn't want the person to get in trouble. If your intentions are good. Wait, you guys I need to know. Yeah. You're gonna make a lot of people.
I got over it and I was like, it's material shit, so whatever. It's because of the voice that I have.
Sorry about that. No, thank you though. It might be that pressing. You can just walk in. There's some new things.
I'll be right back.
I